You know I dislike eggs.
Even Easter eggs?
Of course.
Like hard-boiled eggs? Deviled eggs?
Grandma's deviled eggs are
pretty good.
Yeah.
Scrambled eggs?
No, absolutely
So
not.
Easter eggs?
Out.
No.
No.
Full Spectrum TV starts right now.
Hello, family and friends. It's Walker and Nick at Full Spectrum Laser, and welcome to FSTV Live.
That's right. It's Wednesday. It's 4 o'clock. Jeanette, we're on time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we made it for our date, and we're ready to talk about some lasers on the greatest show about lasers on the internet ever.
Yes.
Of all time. All right, so we got
universe.
the universe even. So we got a really cool show for you today. We got a few things to talk about, a few things to discuss. The first thing, though, we wanted to do is go through some of Walker's favorite Pinsperations that he's found online. And this week's theme is springtime. Spring has sprung here in Nevada. I know a few people in the Midwest and beyond, further places north, might still be waiting for that first bit of spring to come in or are just receiving your April snow of the year.
Well, that's good. The best part of that is spring skiing.
Yeah, absolutely. Spring skiing, nothing better than skiing in a tank top or a t-shirt.
Yes.
That's the best feeling ever. I love it. Even that little bit of slosh that gets on the top of the snow, like when you got a thick base. It's
not terrible.
No, it's fun.
It's
yeah.
good because it's not coming down. You're wearing like just a t-shirt. But it's all about snowboarding, not skiing.
Not skiing, yeah, absolutely. All right, so without further ado, let's check out this week's Walker's Pinsperations.
Yay! So spring was kind of a hard general thing, so...
Was it?
Well, yeah.
Spring is such a small category where nothing fits into, so I can imagine it's very hard to find things.
It's so large and just general, so...
I get that a lot. It's okay. So let's see what we have for Pinsperations this week.
Yeah.
This one's really cool.
Yeah, flowers. I think about flowers.
This one's like stacked and then has some leaves on it, looks like?
Yeah, and notches and all kinds of stuff. I think you can actually buy this template online.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
very
if
cool.
You just look up sunflower template. I think it's really nice.
Very, very cool. I think it's a cool way of using layered items in different ways.
Yeah, just imagine if that's like a light.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Especially with acrylic.
Acrylic clear. Cool.
All right, what else we got?
All right.
Look at this.
So,
it is the best time of year to play baseball.
Yeah, and you can laser engrave your mitt, which that's not the coolest engraving. It's just a name. What if it had inspirational quotes? But I picked that one because that's Mo's real name.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Mo is one of our longest tenured employees here. He makes sure that all of your lasers get shipped up and packed out correctly. But this is a great application because not only can you put your kid's name on your mitt, which I've had, just a few mitts in my lifetime. It's one of the few things that you don't get a bunch of. You just have like one or two mitts. But to have a personalized name on the thumb like that, what a great way to make sure that your kid has your mitt when they leave practice at the end of the night.
Or definitely just like an inspirational quote right there. Just, as you're,
Keep your eye on the ball.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, what else we got?
And then these are pretty.
These are the standard spring things as everyone's getting their flower beds and their little herb gardens planted. These little labels are great.
They're super easy. And we actually have these files online if you want them.
Absolutely. Free file you can get for a download. And what a great thing to do to go out and plant and mark where you've planted some of your things for your garden this year.
So you can have like basil, pancake, and
That's his three food groups. Basil, pancake, and whatever else.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got?
And then
how fun is this?
That's not the best bird feeder, but they actually caught a picture of a bird on it.
It looks like the bird's testing the limit of weight that little thing can handle, but that is a really cool laser cut thing. They really took the notches to another level. They wanted to make sure that those notches
I love
stay
notches
together.
But I love the way the seeds kind of fall out. The way that's made.
I think the seeds falling out is great, and I also love the fact they made the seed catch sort of a balcony. I think it's a really cool aesthetic.
Yeah. Now, if it only had some structural integrity, it would be perfect.
Yeah, but I think that those corners are going nowhere. I think those corners are going to be...
Yeah, but if it had like
actually, something's just holding it up.
Above,
yeah, the actual...
And that could be fancy too.
Yeah, that could be really cool. But that's a really cool one, really cool project there. Yeah, it almost looks photoshopped.
It looks really good though.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be.
Might be.
How'd they Photoshop that breaking of the,
Yeah, no, that's tough. All right, let's see the next one. It's such an incredible picture. Yeah.
Now this, I thought it'd be cool to have the special egg on Easter. You know, like as a kid.
Did you Photoshop it again?
No.
I'm just kidding.
As a kid, my dad always had the special egg, right? It was one of those pop-open ones, and it had like $5 in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that would be cool if it had a little place to stand.
Very, very cool. Yeah, so this is a very cool basic egg stand. You can get that project online, looks like, at the cartoonist.com.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
Now this, I just thought tank top. And I don't see this enough. I want to see more laser cut clothing.
Yeah, this is very, very cool. So it looks like they took a tank top and just laser cut a pattern out from it?
Yeah, and you can do this, and it'll work especially well if it's plastic-based material.
Oh, right. So
if
like
it's cloth, it's going to fray.
Right.
But what is a good plastic-based? Like
polyester.
Polyester. There we go. Thank you, Scott. Polyester works really
Scott for the win.
Got a comment on Facebook. Melody, sorry.
Oh, Jeanette says she appreciates us being on time. Me too.
Oh, looks like Melody's made those for Gardens for a Friend. Very, very cool. Also, Jim, how's it going? What a neat bird feeder. We agree, Jim. Very, very cool one. Jeanette, always good to have a date on time. Jeanette's also wondering what kind of mailbox could be made on the Muse. Pretty cool one, actually.
Yeah.
The way I've seen some people do it is side by side. So like each side of the mailbox is maximize the size of the workbed. I've seen some with living hinge roofs. I've seen some with really cool front doors. I've seen some with like kind of odd doors that doesn't look like they'd fit in, but the way they've.
At one point, we were going to make a whole mailbox. Remember?
I think that was a proposed project. Maybe that's something we can challenge Walker to in the coming weeks to make a mailbox.
Cool mailbox.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll size it for the Muse and maybe make it on a Pro.
Yeah. I hear mailmen don't like individual mailboxes.
Heard that too. Heard mailmen actually don't like personalized mailboxes either. They like simple mailboxes that open easily.
When I was in Rhode Island, I saw a manatee one. A giant manatee that was just holding a mailbox.
That's pretty awesome.
It was cool and dumb looking at the same time.
All right, what else we got for Pinspiration?
Through the mailbox. Oh, and spring. The last example is an actual laser cut slinky.
How do you laser cut a slinky?
This is pretty cool. This is on in Instructables. This guy 3D printed a PLA tube, and he used his laser and a rotary attachment to actually cut it.
Oh.
And so he created a slinky, or spring.
Spring. That's
you get
so
it?
useful. Yeah, so
I know all the work that goes into making a $1 item that will break.
Yeah, so essentially they wanted to ensure that did not last through handing it to someone.
No, a child would look at that.
Like, here, check out this slinky. Oh, great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's biodegradable.
It's still neat, obscure application.
Yeah, really weird.
Yeah, I've never seen someone cut with the rotary.
No,
it's kind of neat. Yeah.
And that is the final spring example.
Excellent. Very, very good. So those are our spring Pinsperations. Thank you, Walker, for finding those bits of inspiration on the internet. Those are all things you can use your laser cutter to mark, cut, or engrave there at home. Now we got another great section for you, but before we get to that section,
our sponsor?
We do have a word from our sponsor.
Hey, meet the host of FSLTV live at Maker Faire Bay Area, May 17th through 19th. That's right, Nick and Walker will be attending Maker Faire Bay Area. And you can too. Just ask the experts about free tickets. And we'll see you at Maker Faire Bay Area 2019. Ask the experts.
All right. So if you have any questions, just ask away, and we'll get to those questions right away.
Very nice.
All right. So the next section we have is we're going to talk about choosing the right laser for the right kind of project or application in this week's section of Ask the Experts.
That's us. Glasses. We need glasses.
There's the glasses. I think when we do this section, we should have glasses on.
We should
wear glasses. Throw them on. Now we're experts. Okay, so the first set is, I guess we can break down our lasers by basically 3 sections, right? So the first section is our hobby lasers. Now this is our Muse hobby laser system, the hobby series, our 5th gen, 4th gen, all before. Hobby lasers have a very specific use and a great application kind of across the board.
Who's it typically for?
Hobbyist, I think it kind of says it in the name there. It's typically for a hobbyist, typically for someone who's getting the laser cutter to use it as a hobby or something to do in their spare time, or someone who's bridging a hobby to maybe start to make some money or add an offering. That's why the hobby laser is such a good mix. If it's something where you're going to be doing light production, doing light engravings, doing things on the side, using it for your business is perfect. It's also a great starter laser if you're going to start a business.
I think it's great to think of it as like a hobby that pays for itself.
It's a great way to think about it.
Like riding motorcycles, that's just money down the drain.
Yeah, or having a boat. That's just a hobby that costs money to have a hobby.
What, bet on another 1,000?
Yeah, that's boat. That's a great. Yeah, I love that one. That joke will get a beer bought for you at a harbor once. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, man. Come here, I'll buy you a beer.
Never heard that one.
Never heard that one, me matey. Yeah. So with the laser, though, the great thing about having a hobby like that is not only can you do like certain projects or certain products that you can offer, but so many times somebody has a problem, and your laser can be the solution to their problem. So whether they need something made, something marked, something personalized, the laser can very much be used for that. Now, the hobby laser is best used for people who are doing smaller projects and things that don't require a large amount of Z-axis area, meaning your object's height is very small. But luckily, the hobby lasers also have a removable floor, which is patented here at Full Spectrum Laser. So even if you wanted to take that hobby laser and set it on top of larger items, the hobby laser, even though it's an entry-level item, really can bridge to big and, I don't know, say kind of badass projects, right? Like really, really cool things.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've seen you make a lot of really cool gifts with your
Yeah,
Muse.
oh, absolutely. A Muse plus, a few $100 from, Hobby Lobby, you have supplies, and you have thousands of dollars in Christmas gifts.
I mean, just anything. You can engrave somebody's name or like, mom's antique shop. Just
Absolutely.
Go crazy.
Yep. Okay, so the next ones we're going to talk about is the professional grade lasers. Now, our Pro Series lasers have a few advantages to them. They also run RE3 software, which is a huge advantage. They also have LCD touchscreens on them, another huge advantage, but the really big difference is the size. You can go much bigger, much more powerful. They can cut thicker material. You can engrave and cut things that have a larger Z height to them. A lot of advantages. You love your Pro machine, don't you?
I have no complaints.
No complaints whatsoever. Kind of the old tank there in the garage. The thing just runs forever, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a dinosaur and it just sits there and goes and goes and
goes and goes.
And 90-watt tube's nice.
Yeah, and really having the 90-watt tube, some people might say, oh, well, I don't need to do that much, so I don't really need a 90-watt tube. You do. I don't mean to say it like that, but that's the best thing about the Pro 24 is it's the smallest laser system. You get a 90-watt tube in, and that 90-watt tube allows you to cut through up to a half-inch material with ease. All your quarter-inch and 3mm material you're going to cut through like butter. Like there's really going to be no second passes. You can even do delicate things. I actually what is it, 120 watt in the Pro out?
Yeah, 120 watt.
On 120 watt, I was just cutting cardstock and paper. So it will do everything from half-inch thick material all the way down to delicate stuff like that. Pro Series machines, though, are really designed for people who are going to do mass production of things. So people are going to do a lot of things over and over again, highly repeatable, high volume of things. The Pro Series machines are designed to take a lot of usage, a lot of hours. Really the break point between hours of usage, people consider is if you use your laser any more than 20 hours a week, you're definitely above hobby level use. A hobbyist uses their laser usually 20 hours a week or less. Anything over that would be considered pro use, really. So if you're using your laser more than 20 hours a week or plan to, Pro Series probably best for you. If you're going to do tumblers, Pro Series probably best for you. If you're going to do large batches of things, like many of one item, Pro Series probably best for you. You like the knife bed, right? That's one of your favorite things about it.
I love the knife bed. I love just the size in general. Most of the time, I can't find something I can't do on my laser.
Right.
It's not like I'm driving a car into it, but if I wanted to, I could do a hood of a car.
Absolutely, without a problem.
It's crazy.
Very, very cool. So the next thing we have, and I guess the first thing we should say is like for CO2 lasers, which we just discussed, like with the Hobby and Pro, you're doing organic materials. You're not marking metal, or at least non-treated metal, but you're doing mostly woods, acrylics, plastics, leathers, things like that. Now, as we move on to this third type of laser in our Master Series collection, our Master collection of lasers, we deal with mostly metal cutting and metal marking. So those lasers that you would use to mark metals and cut metals are what we're going to talk about next. And really, those lasers are so specific for the application you're using that it really is a case-by-case basis.
It's metal though, right?
Absolutely, but if what you're trying to do is mark or cut metal, you really want to look at the MC series of lasers. The fiber marking lasers, the FD and FC systems, the open and closed fiber marking lasers, super fast, super clean, really accurate as far as doing engravings. Marking metals with them are incredible.
You love marking.
Yeah, I love engraving. I love doing the markings, especially with the metals on the fiber. I haven't been able to use it a lot lately with other things going on, but it is a great, great machine. I love that thing.
Yeah, you love just engraving in general.
And Jamie, I think what's the...
You're the raster master.
The raster master. Yeah, so if anyone else out there thinks that they are the
He's
raster
been
master,
done.
I've been knighted, sorry, by the mighty Walker. Anyway, so fiber lasers, yeah, for engraving and cutting, marking, and manipulating metal, that's the type of laser that you're going to want to go for. You just really always want to get the right laser for the right application. Price point is always something you want to consider, but really you want the right laser for the right job. There's no reason to get a hobby series laser when you know you're going to be doing production level things. There's really no reason to get a pro series laser if you know you're going to be doing mostly metal marking with it. Yeah.
I would say you can mark metal with
Hey,
the pros,
absolutely,
with
yeah.
Surmark, but that is such a pain.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. If like your
Yeah.
main application is just marking metal, there's really no reason to just put in all the extra work of having to do the pre-post work of marking with Surmark when really you could just throw it in the fiber and get it done faster and 10 times more accurate.
And I think if your time is worth anything,
Absolutely.
then it's worth it to get that. You know, just that little bit more money, and it's going to pay off in time and money.
Absolutely. If you want to see on our YouTube page, or we'll link it up here above, but we have a great example side by side of showing the fiber laser and the CO2 laser doing the same exact engraving, same exact pattern, and it's about 4 times faster on the fiber laser, and that's with the CO2 running at 500 DPI. And really, the fiber laser is doing, 4 times as accurate as that as far as resolution, and going 4 times as fast, which is pretty incredible. But anyway, that was kind of our section on talking about different lasers and the different applications for those type of lasers.
If you guys have any questions, let us know. We'll answer anything you want to ask.
Absolutely. So just shoot those down in the comments of Facebook, or if you have any questions as you're watching on YouTube or later on, just throw them in the comments anyways, and we always respond to those comment questions with responses.
We're just sitting here waiting for people to
That's all we
ask us
do.
questions.
That's all we do is sit here and wait for questions to be asked. But now we're going to move on to our final section of the day, and this is one that I know a lot of you have been excited about. We've had a lot of questions come in during the week about RE3, and we're ready to answer those. So if you've been waiting for your answer or for your question to be answered, we are about to do that right here. But before we do that, we have a quick word from our sponsor.
FSLTV is brought to you by RE3. RE3, brought to you by the people that made it.
I guess that's us. Okay.
It's such a handsome young man who does our sponsors.
I know, he's really the glue that keeps this
Thank you,
ship,
Walker.
Thank you.
this ship going.
Checks the mail.
All right, so this next section we have here is our open forum with the Ask the Experts. So if you have any RE3 questions, I'm sorry, Charles, I didn't mean to throw you out there. If you have any RE3 questions, we can start those right now. Throw them in there in the comments on Facebook Live, and we'll get going with our open forum RE3 question and answer.
Man, I feel spring coming on.
Yeah, it's a little warm in here, right?
Yeah.
All right, any questions from Facebook right
So
away?
we've got some questions we got this week too also. We have one that says, hey experts, love the clip art. Can you place your own original clip art in the clip art section of RE3 for quick access?
Okay, let's show where clip art is here on
Let's jump into the software.
yeah, let's show the software. So what they're asking about is over here on the left-hand side, we're in the clip art section. You can see we have a whole bunch of different things already pre-made, so you can just drag and drop those right into the workspace. I think if you double click on them, they just enter the workspace automatically from over here. But these are great for engraving things, not only engraving, but you can also cut these out. The clip art's awesome, but you can't add your own clip art to the library, unfortunately. But you can add all these different clip art items to any of your projects that you're using at home. This addition to RE3 was off the 1.8 update that just got released not too long ago here, but that clip art section is there right next to your workspace tab over on the left-hand side. So you just clip over to clip art and you can drag and drop those things anywhere into your workspace you'd like. What's also there on the clip art is the material test. Just click on shapes again. Yep. And then material test, you can actually drag the material test right out into the workspace and use that to test your materials.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? Oh, Melody looks like she's got a question.
Exactly.
I'm guessing he kind of looks like Ryan Reynolds. Is that correct?
No, that's you, man.
Which one? We're all three good-looking guys.
Melody, I'm assuming Walker looks like...
No, that's you, man.
Little known story, Walker actually is related to Ryan Reynolds. He's a first cousin. He was actually considered for Deadpool before Ryan.
Yeah, she's saying, you've got that before when we were at a trade show.
I think you've gotten that before at a trade show.
No, that was you, man.
I don't think anyone's ever convinced me that I look like Ryan Reynolds, but
it's okay. I've gotten everything.
All right. Well, Melody, whoever.
Not Walker.
Not Walker. Oh, the bald guy.
No. That's
I'll
a
take
compliment.
it. I'll take it. I'm guessing I look more like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool with the cancer.
Oh.
I got you, Melody. Good one.
horrible.
Good one. Hilarious.
That's
All right,
awful.
maybe on to the next question.
Okay. All right. What else we got?
How do I tell RE3 I am using the rotary attachment?
Oh, great question. Great question. So actually, if you go back here to the software, all you have to do is hit on the cog right up above workspaces there, and then from the cog, you can go to device, and then simply click on rotary, and then you just click this little thing here, and you turn on rotary mode.
Let's turn it off and on.
Turn it off and on.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, that's where the rotary mode is, right there. So
changes.
in your cogs, device, and rotary.
It's very simple.
Very, very simple.
And if you're having weird issues where it's not, you didn't turn it off, right?
Right. A lot of people, if you're using the rotary and then you go back to use it in regular mode, you can't figure out what's going on, something's weird, always check that rotary mode button. It's usually the cause of some issues.
Joy comments that she would love to work in RE3 without turning on the laser.
Ooh.
Ooh, Joy McKelvin, I would love to work on RE3 without turning on the laser as well. And guess what? We're working on that for you. So here soon we'll have a website you'll be able to go to and log in and be able to access RE3 remotely and be able to basically use RE3 the way you would. You would just need internet access to access that from your home. We'll have that up and live. I don't want to put a date on it because we're still working out a few of the bugs and going through some testing, but in the coming weeks we'll have some information on that, Joy. So not to worry, you'll be able to work on RE3 from home, or if you're considering buying the laser, you'll be able to test out RE3 via website here very, very soon.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Great question. Yeah, what else we got?
Where do I find the default vector settings and how do I change them?
Ooh, this is actually a great question. Go into if you can go look at the software one more time. Up above in, no, you can, what are you doing?
Oh, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, just go up to the settings cog there. And then what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna look at defaults, which is the middle thing. So underneath these defaults, you can set these speed, power, current, passes for both raster and vector properties. And every time you drag in a project, these settings will be what's standard. So if you have a project you run a lot, or you design a certain way, or if most of the time your vector lines are for cutting and you're almost always cutting 3mm birch, you can set your speed at 27, you can set your power at 99, you can set your current at 99, and then you'll have the perfect settings in there for cutting 3mm birch.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
I knew that. I always forget that exists.
Yeah.
And that is really useful if you're running the same thing. Like you do the tiles all the time.
Absolutely. So I do those tiles, and I'll set it one time here for speed and power for the raster. But the threshold there is actually the thing that gets me every time, because when you're doing not dithered but threshold engravings, having the threshold set to the exact marker where, like, I always use yellow vector lines when I'm going to do a raster vector, and it never brings up the vector lines with it because I have my threshold set right. The power and speed are right there. This is a really, really fast speed saver that you can use to get your workflow kind of minimized to the lowest point possible. Many of you out there are doing the same job over and over and over again. This is a great place to go in and get those settings set where you don't have to go and adjust that every single time you pull it in. Also remember too that when you save files using RE3, which is right above workspaces there, you can just hit file save. Those RE or .RE3 files that you save also maintain the settings exactly for speed, power, current, all of that.
Yeah, that is useful. Yeah.
That answered our next question. How do I save my project settings in RE3? Melody has a question.
Okay, it looks like Melody's asking, now on a serious note, can the H series be used in RetinaEngrave for rotary?
That question confuses me.
That confuses me as well, Melody. I believe you're asking in RetinaEngrave, can you use the rotary? That's the only way you could use the rotary is by if you're using.
Can you use it for the H series?
Absolutely. So if you're,
it's going to be RE1 though.
Yeah,
You're just going to enable it a bit differently.
absolutely, it'd just be a little bit different interface. That's on the older software. We can go over that as well, but there's a video on YouTube that shows you how to do that. The H series and Muse lasers, just know that when you're using the rotary, you'll need to get a riser as well to give you the Z height needed to put the rotary inside.
Yeah, I mean, I could pull it up real quick.
Yeah, we don't need to.
No?
No.
Okay.
Oh, on RE1?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can actually. So sorry,
Go to the
Melody.
software, I'll show
Yeah.
Melody where it is.
There it is in RE1. That's easy to do. So here we are in the older software, and this is RE1. And on RE1 here,
You'll just see this little cylinder guy right here.
are you sure you're sharing? Are we frozen?
Are we frozen?
Nope, but you're sharing
it's
the
lagging.
wrong screen.
Well, it's lagging.
Are you sure it's lagging? Because it looks like the screen's on time, but we're still looking at RE2. Are you sharing your whole?
Yeah, yeah.
There it is. There it is. Okay.
Alrighty.
So right there in RE1, it's probably the software causing this to lag a bit too.
So all you'll do is enable rotary. Once it's enabled,
That is crazy lag.
yeah, that is laggy. You'll enable the rotary.
This is why you don't go off script.
Well, you'll enable the rotary. Make sure it's in friction mode or chuck rotary, depending on which one you have. Mostly, you'll have friction.
Let's close RE1 so we can get back to streaming at right time.
Okay.
Okay, so there it is in
Just wanna show
RE1.
Melody.
There you go for you, Melody. If you have
welcome.
any questions though, that video is available on YouTube. Yayo asking, can we still use RE3 in our hobby machine? RE3, depending on if you have a Muse hobby machine, absolutely. If you have a H series, that still uses RE1 as software.
Is it? He's coming, right?
Yeah, Yayo, you'll be here Friday, if I'm not mistaken, Yayo. You'll be here to do laser alignment and then hopefully stop by and say what's up to us.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, looks like we got another question from this week, right, Scott?
Yep, last question. How do I send a support ticket through RE3?
Oh, this one's super easy to do. If you haven't set a support ticket before, there's a whole bunch of RE3 video tutorials on YouTube if you want to check those out. But here, we'll show you how to do a support ticket here real quick. So right above the workspace area, you're just going to go to File. And then at the very bottom there, you're going to see Submit a Support Ticket.
A support.
A support ticket. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is export the workspace. Now what that's going to do is save your RE3 file or your workspace file to your desktop, and then as you hit continue, what it's actually going to do is pull up the support ticket page, and if you look, it's actually going to preload the serial number and the model of machine in which you're using. So those things you won't have to fill out at all as you send it over. You just have to put in your name and email address and attach that RE3 workspace file.
That's really cool.
Yeah, really easy to do, really cool to do. Really the fastest, easiest way to submit a support ticket. Even if you want to give us a call, still submit a support ticket that way first and then give a call in. Having that information with the support desk first is always easier for us to not only get you to the right service technician, but get you the help you need as fast as possible.
I think that's pretty useful because a lot of the times somebody thinks something's wrong with their laser, they just got started, and it's just their file's wrong.
Yep.
So sending that to support, I think, is a good
Absolutely. And then us having the file that's loaded in the laser as well, it really eliminates a lot of the problems in case it's files. A lot of times when people call into support and there's an issue, they feel there's an issue with the machine. A lot of the times it's a file setup issue where just not knowing how to design for vector and for raster, they just weren't pulling in the right information into RE3. So for instance, somebody would pull in a PNG file and they would wonder why there's no vector lines to mark. And it's, well, you did create it in Illustrator, but you still export it as a PNG, and a PNG doesn't contain vector data. That sounds really nerdy and complex, but it's just different file types contain different types of data.
Yeah, and I think there's a large learning curve when it comes to, even if you know how to work on machinery and electronics, when it comes to the graphics sides of things, that's a totally different sweep of like knowledge.
Absolutely, but RE3 makes it really easy for you because any program that you can hit Control P and print from, you can send your project right to the printer with that. And even if you can't print from the program you're using, if you can save your project as a PDF, so if you're using AutoCAD, Fusion 360, anything, if you can save it as a PDF, you can open it in RE3. It's really easy to do.
Or you can print to PDF and then
Yeah,
drag and drop it.
exactly. Almost, I think it comes standard on Windows, right? I know you can do it on every single Mac, but you can right-click print to print, and then just print to PDF in the print box.
I feel like we have an ebook that kind of goes over all this stuff.
There's a whole ebook for designing for laser cutting. So if you have questions about design for your laser cutting, you can check out our free ebook. If you're wondering how to make some extra money or how to get the biggest return off your laser, we have another ebook for ROI. And that's those links are right down below. Look at these cool graphics that popped up right as we were talking about. Geez, Charles, he's man, this guy. We gotta. If you're looking for a producer for a podcast, don't look for ours because he's doing a real good job. Unless it's like, I don't know, Howard Stern or something. I guess we'd let you go for the king of media, right?
Yeah.
Probably. It's a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
They just crowned him king of media.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think
this
he was
era's.
relevant anymore.
I didn't think so either. Apparently, people still listen to the radio. I guess people
He
who have
must be
serious
like-
radio still listen to
Look
it.
like Larry Davis. Or...
Strangely, he looks exactly the same.
Oh.
Like he has not aged a bit.
He looked terrible from the get-go.
Still looks pretty bad. Yeah. Just kidding, Howard Stern. If you're listening, we love you. We're just joking.
Of course he's listening.
Of course
He's
he
a
listens.
laser fan.
He actually has an H series, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he gets his
Yes.
hair done. Yeah. All right. So, did you get that? With curly hair,
Yeah,
stick fingers.
yeah,
Anyway,
frizz.
bad joke. So anyway, that concludes this episode of FSTV. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. As always, if you have any questions, suggestions, or what have you, tune in next week. We have a big reveal next week. We're going to show off a new product. We have some new features on. So if you're interested in that, tune in next week for Full Spectrum TV. If you poke around the internet a little bit between now and then, you might find a little something. Might find something from a company we're working with that's releasing a blog about it as well. Lots of big things happening. We don't want to spill the beans too soon, but if you
But
turn
we
in,
will.
but we will a little bit. If you turn in next week, we'll give you all those details.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you love lasers and love videos about lasers, there's more videos over here. And if you want to subscribe, it's over here. And click the bell for notifications to get all the laser videos as soon as they come out.